Good. Our first week, and premiere is done. And today we still have one more performance, but it's our first week performances. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. How is everybody now feeling after this week? How is Lucy feeling?
Lucy's feeling good. Yeah. A little bit of a sticky dress rehearsal, but that set us in sight for a really good first premiere performance. So it's nice having two sort of more audience-based performances under our belt, and I feel like things are just going to start flourishing from here.
Well, flourishing. What about John?
Pretty good. I was nervous. Obviously, you know how first nights are, as always, as a performer. But then, yeah, the minute it's done, it's like, oh, shucks, it's actually gone. We're done. And pretty much, yeah, it went very well. Nervous, but yeah, it's expected. Just before you get on stage, I mean, you become nervous, so that's normal. Whether you're a backstage manager or performing in front, it's still the same. The nerves will always be there. But the minute you're done with it, and it's like, boom, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Tapu, how are you?
I am ecstatic. I mean, like any other team, we have our own challenges, and these are challenges that we learn from as well. But looking at this week, the premiere, the dress rehearsal, I think we should applaud ourselves for the effort and time we put, going the extra mile in putting this together. Overall, this week, we started off on a good note, rather. So I'm just hoping that we keep the momentum and knock it out the park.
Yeah. And it was already really nice to get a positive feedback from people who have seen it already. So it makes, because even of course, even if you are performing physically in space, you can kind of tell from the audience how they're feeling, but you don't always still get that straightforward feedback. But even now being an online space, you get that even less. So when it kind of ends, you're a little bit just like, well, I hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah, I suppose because you don't even get that sense of applause. Like in a live space, you get an applause, and that can kind of almost kind of concludes it for you. And whereas here, we're kind of like, okay, bye, and it's like silence, and bye, cool, and then you shut it down, and then afterwards you're like, what just happened? Yeah. There's almost like no closure.
yeah, that little closer in there, but. Yeah, I'm really happy of the week that kind of having it was good that everything happened on the premiere. It just got us ready because everything is going so smooth. Everything has been going this week so smooth. So it was good that we had some little problems on the dress rehearsals. So we're all now kind of ready to go. So I'm really relaxed on the piece, and I enjoy doing it each time. So now I'm really curious to see how it starts to change each week and after every performance as well. But this week was also a little bit special because you guys got to be us and we got to be you. Which I thought I handled it kind of well, but Lucy was giving me notes that I was not on top of my things.
I mean, I didn't give you any notes. You maybe took notes from watching me. Let's just clarify that.
Yeah, no.
I didn't give any verbal notes.
No.
I wasn't directing your choreography.
No.
But I was put in the position where I was the mover, the performer, the dancer. And I think you maybe saw some things that were fresh for you.
Yeah. It was so useful to see Lucy to play with the tasks that I had, but then it also helped me to put them a little bit further on the kind of on the task way as well. So but I thought I handled really well kind of the being a stage manager, but then I remembered how much there is. And I just started to think like, how did I do this in our rehearsals when I was doing it alone? I'm like, this is mad. I was just kind of
There's
Yeah, it was
definitely
hard.
a lot more elements that have come in now though, because we've added that extra blank camera instead of turning your camera off, and then
Yeah.
that means you then have a couple of extra clicks away from the next scene change, and
Yeah.
there's little elements, and especially coming into that, then you had a learned version previously, so then you were kind of like going, oh wait a minute, what's the new version?
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have been a bit different
Yeah.
from before.
But it was I thought it would be much more easier just to jump on the other side, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
John, we are definitely needed.
Yes, definitely you guys are needed. Oh my god. Yeah, I had to ask Lucy for sometimes of like, okay, what did you like, even few parts of how to do it, because I was like, I didn't understand how you can get that string on the so even, and yeah. Just few things, minor things, but yeah, luckily she knows it better.
Let's not jinx it.
That's not good. How did you felt otherwise doing it?
Yeah, it was really, really nice having the tasks and exploring them and the movement, and really interesting because obviously I've watched it quite a bit, but then actually embodying it and trying to remember what I'd seen and to try and kind of not redo, but like take that on and make it how you look at make it look, but also not trying to be you, trying to have my own sort of version of it.
Yeah.
And it was we literally only had 2 days to go through the whole piece, so it felt like a lot to take on board, but it was really, really good to explore, and then it's made me now look at it differently when I have those moments in between the bits I have to do, and I'm watching you in the space. My brain is going, okay, that's a cool structural cue, and that's so
Okay.
yeah, it's made me look at it differently, just in case I do need to jump in.
Yeah. How is it for you guys in there?
It was quite interesting. I mean, getting to do the backside, the backstage work, and actually having to get to do it. I mean, you get a better understanding. For me personally, I had a better understanding as to okay, cool. So this is where I should switch him off, and this is where I should bring him back. So it kind of like give like a clear indication.
Okay. So
And you get a better understanding of the show, even actually.
would you say you were out of your comfort zone stepping into
No,
my
totally,
shoes, or is that something you
totally.
used?
I mean, I'm not a poet, you know what I mean? Getting to do all of that, I'm like, okay, cool.
Let's see how it goes.
I had a different approach, which is the theater approach, which is very different from
Okay. Slowly but surely.
Totally.
Good. But
Yeah, what about you, Tabu?
absolutely. I think, yes, it was an interesting one, John stepping into my shoes. It also gave me a different perspective on how to approach the show as an outside eye. But with him, I think, he took the challenge pretty well. He was ready to champion it, and for the mere fact that I could identify some of the things to change from him, it means that he outdid himself and challenged himself. So what do you think about Lucy being in your shoes?
Yeah, like I said, it was really useful and helpful to see somebody else to doing the tasks, because then I have the task in my mind. Of course, I have written them down many times, but it is always the same as teaching. When you first time explain someone else, it makes it more clear for yourself as well what you really kind of aiming. So when I'm explaining it to Lucy and trying to make her to get the best out of it, same time I am opening it up for myself more. And then and like I try to say to Lucy as well, of like, I don't want her to be me, I want her to do it, but we have different bodies, we two different people. I want her to do it as her, not as me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was interesting to then see of like, oh, that really works. And I need to, how can we make some parts faster or slower, or like what it needs. But yeah, it was really useful, and really liked doing it. And yeah, we keep on training with that one, so you guys get to feel that, yeah, keeping the momentum and keeping it fresh for your minds as well. But yeah, now going one more performance, and then next week just full week performing it. Do you guys have any questions? We've been asking a lot of questions from you guys, but do you guys have any questions, John and Lucy?
On my side, I just wanted to understand as to, is it what you really guys were hoping to get? Like, do you think it's what you guys have been wanting to achieve? I mean, I'm talking about when I'm talking about, I'm referring to me and Lucy. Is it what you guys have been hoping to achieve? Is it what you kinda, not really, but kinda what you guys have always imagined the show to be?
Do you want to have an answer first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, with this role, we needed team players, and with a team player, it assures you somewhat of confidence as well in putting or in progressing the show. So I would say it is, and even exceeding the expectation as well, you know. So to answer your question, yes, your role is important, and it has made a lot of change.
Yeah, and I think of when we kind of first thought of like, okay, yeah, we need extra people to help us to deliver the work behind the scenes. I thought like it would be mostly first just like clicking the cameras, but more and more I started to understand like, no, I honestly need somebody to physically help me to move things around, and I'm gonna need somebody to learn my part in case if something happens to me, or like if my condition it get worse. So I need that extra, and because that made me then go when Lucy started to do it, and when we were even this week, it made me like, whew, okay, now I can relax and enjoy this performance, because I know that, okay, I don't feel like everything is on my shoulders. I feel like it's us working together. So in that way, I think for delivering first the work, I just thought like, oh, it's just two of us, and we need somebody to help getting people in on the Zoom room and click on the videos. But no, it's like, honestly, we need so much more. So I think it's like, I don't think this performance could happen without you guys.
Yeah, and the level of quality as well, I don't think it would be on this level.
We should totally get a time lapse on my phone of like later on when we're comfortable with it, of what happens in this room, like behind the scenes, because like obviously on on the Zoom in the performance, our screen is blank, or we see Tabo, or and actually there's like me with a laptop and a camera in one hand running around changing room, and then Pirita coming behind me with like an iPad and a MacBook and another, and everything's like, and then the next minute we're on camera and it's all calm and serene and like moving, So that'd be really fun to get a time lapse of the show.
Yeah.
From the window into the room.
I think that would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
But as well as now, and when kind of John was asking then us like what we hope for people to get from it, I'm more and more now interested to get the feedback to really understand, are they feeling it what we hope them to feel, and how everybody are starting to take the piece. And it's going to be interesting to see, and that's why we also wanted to have many performances, so there's more possibilities for people to come and watch it. If they can't make one day, it's not that they're going to miss it, so we get as many feedback as we can to really understand what this performance is then helping to people to go through, or how they feel it when they're watching it, and what is it making their weeks different? Is it making their days different? Is it giving them something different then to look forward next week? Or like, I'm curious to understand. And
Yeah.
that's now the next process, I think. Do you have any questions before we are ending?
No, I think I'm okay. I think, yeah. No point in inventing a question, you know. If something comes up, I'll write it down for next one.
Yeah. Good. So yeah, we're gonna come back again next week. So yeah, having them more, seeing how we're gonna feel after doing a full week of performing it, how it starts to change. Is it changing, and how we feel? I think I'm interesting to find that out. So yeah, for getting ready now for one more performance, and then for next week. So, and we'll see you guys then. Till next week.